So, let's take a look at
out, and in his place is Lunaspe.
Ball has run through. Opportunity here for Army. It's crossed in. Great chance. Medyo nakatulog doon ang Valenzuela PB Mendiola. Celis. Trying to get the ball into the box. Lovely opportunity. Lovely touch. Ball into the box. Etheridge. Cristal. Lovely ball. Cristal. Oof. Off the crossbar. Touch. Celis robbed. Chance here. Valenzuela PB Mendiola probing inside the box. Taken away from Viray's switch of play. They're going to find Ano. It's a deep cross. Shansa. Isaac Ano. He's been a real threat and he's found Doctora. Fantastic. Looking to get Ano involved. Viray well off his line here. Very dangerous. And to pull the trigger left-footed. Chance for a rebound here. Army. Nice little shimmy from Takardon. The ball is
There on that right-hand side. Two players, no strangers to one another. Both played for UP.
great opportunity. Doctora slides that one in. Cool as you like from the captain. Balot Doctora doing it again.
Balot Doctora, through the years, continues to be as reliable as ever.
Lovely turn, La Paz. Setting Ano free. Isaac Ano! Great run, great find. Chance here for Valenzuela PB.
Here at the Rizal Memorial Football Stadium.
A chance here for the men in red. Oof! Cortez trying to thread the needle just beyond. Into the hands of Etheridge.
Inside the box, they have been spot-on decisions.
Takardon, early ball. It's a lovely pass.
Take advantage of this.
Fayol bodies his defender. Takardon taking a risk. And he's giving it away. Heavily involved since coming on. Ali. Oof, got a bit awkward there for Viray. Can they get another one here? Looking for Ano. Viray gets it up. In swinger. Ali gets a touch to it. Celis. He's gonna go for it. Had options inside the box. Bernardo. Takes the pass. Right-footed effort. Just over. Just needed it to dip a little bit. Da Silva staying forward. Fayol looking to find him. First 3 points of the season. Ano able to turn. Got support from Fayol. Ano! Just wide. Lucena gets it into the box. Chance here. Edulan shuts the door. Valenzuela PB Mendiola survive a relentless onslaught from Philippine Army. In the end, tonight, but in the end, 32nd minute, goal from Ruben Doctora. Hello and welcome from the Rizal Memorial Football Stadium, where we have the main event of our Saturday triple header in the Philippines Football League. Strap in, folks. This one's got all the ingredients to be a wild ride. It's the battle of heavyweights, two undefeated teams seeking to stake their claim atop the Philippines Football League. Be thrown into the deep end. On his first start of the season, Nishioka. Unchanged, who are the players to look out for?
Well, you could pick out anyone in this team, but obviously up against Coach Scott Cooper as we see kickoff.
And here we go, Manila Digger. in their patented yellow, which flanks. Going quickly. Schaffner. Goes into the box. First attempt, just wide. Ito had it poked away. It's great work from Toure. Ham under pressure. It's a strong collision. 2-on-1 for Manila Digger. A real opportunity. Fantastic opener. Pure quality from the Manila Digger front line in Saiku Sise.
Nil, and it's the league's top scorer from last season, as we see here in the quad vision replay. Open goal, Kupic sent to the ground, and it's a smart dink from Sise. How cool is that?
Masterful finish to a wonderful move from Manila Digger. Look at that, the technique. The credit to shirts inside that 6-yard box. But safe hands from the goalkeeper.
Player you want to lose this early on.
Here comes Sise. As a sight of goal.
So a small tactical tweak there from Basli.
Going quickly. It's a wonderful ball. Looking to switch the play. Again.
Kupic already conceded his first goal for the season. Goes long.
It's going to be onside. Chance here for Manila Digger. Low. It's going to be back to Nishioka. It's a good delivery. Back post. We're going to go quickly. Sise is through. Opportunity to make it 2.
The likes of Reichel start pressing, but the rest of the team don't follow, and that just creates a domino effect, stretching the team.
Diaz. Aldeguer. Chance here for one to Gig. Fantastic opportunity. First look at goal. Got a 2-on-1. Limbo. Trying to find a teammate.
Keeping the ball and just moving one to Gig around.
Trying to catch Ham off guard.
Yeah, he went into the dugout with an ice pack.
He's a real trooper.
Coach Scott Cooper there, really frustrated.
Real opportunity here for Manila Digger. Options in front of goal. And what a stop from Kupic. Velonco again. Great vision. Just about kept in. All alone, Troy Limbo pulls the trigger. Second opportunity. Chance to attack. Saved by Kupic. Limbo makes the space. Sise squaring it for Limbo. Kupic, another big save. As expected prior to kickoff. Hello. Bit of a touch there from Omar NG. Ball into the box, it's a good one. And into the hands of NG. Great pass. And Kupic wins his second one. Dizon able to turn. Chance to pull the trigger. What a strike. Final opportunity now for one to Gig. NG out to collect. And that'll do it. Manila Digger.
What a match to do it. In truth, could have been a lot more than just 1-0. But I don't think they'll mind. Because in the end of the day, it's the 3 points that matters most for Manila Digger.
So, let's take a look at
Out, and in his place is Lunaspe.
ball was run through. Opportunity here for Army. It's crossed in. Great chance. Medyo nakatulog doon ang Valenzuela PB Mendiola. Celis. Trying to get the ball into the box. Lovely opportunity. Lovely touch. Ball into the box. Etheridge. Cristal. Lovely ball. Cristal. Oof. Off the crossbar. Touch. Celis robbed. Chance here. Valenzuela PB Mendiola probing inside the box. Taken away from Virai's switch of play. They're going to find Ano. It's a deep cross. Shansa. Isaac Ano. He's been a real threat and he's found Doctora. Fantastic. Looking to get Ano involved. Virai well off his line here. Very dangerous. And to pull the trigger left-footed. Chance for a rebound here. Army. Nice little shimmy from Takardon. The ball is
There on that right-hand side. Two players, no strangers to one another. Both played for UP.
great opportunity. Doctora slides that one in. Cool as you like from the captain. Balot Doctora doing it again.
Balot Doctora, through the years, continues to be as reliable as ever.
Lovely turn, La Paz. Setting Ano free. Isaac Ano! Great run, great find. Chance here for Valenzuela PB.
Here at the Rizal Memorial Football Stadium.
A chance here for the men in red. Oof! Cortez trying to thread the needle just beyond. Into the hands of Etheridge.
Inside the box, they have been spot-on decisions.
Takardon, early ball. It's a lovely pass.
Take advantage of this.
Fayol bodies his defender. Takardon taking a risk. And he's giving it away. Heavily involved since coming on. Ali. Oof, got a bit awkward there for Virai. Can they get another one here? Looking for Ano. Virai gets it up. In swinger. Ali gets a touch to it. Celis. He's gonna go for it. Had options inside the box. Bernardo. Takes the pass. Right-footed effort. Just over. Just needed it to dip a little bit. Da Silva staying forward. Fayol looking to find him. First 3 points of the season. Ano able to turn. Got support from Fayol. Ano! Just wide. Sena gets it into the box. Chance here. Edulan shuts the door. Valenzuela PB Mendiola survive a relentless onslaught from Philippine Army. In the end, tonight. But in the end, 32nd minute. Goal from Ruben Doctora. Hello and welcome from the Rizal Memorial Football Stadium, where we have the main event of our Saturday triple header in the Philippines Football League. Strap in, folks. This one's got all the ingredients to be a wild ride. It's the battle of heavyweights, two undefeated teams seeking to stake their claim atop the Philippines Football League. Be thrown into the deep end. On his first start of the season, Nishioka. Unchanged, who are the players to look out for?
Well, you could pick out anyone in this team, but obviously up against Coach Scott Cooper as we see kickoff.
Here we go.
Let's set things up for a huge Wednesday doubleheader with a clash on the other side of the league standings as Valenzuela PB Mendiola FC takes on the Philippine Army FC of your Philippines Football League 2025-26 season. This is Jamie De La Cruz alongside Natasha Alquiros Dato, and Tasha, we are at the last second round fixture for both sides in Valenzuela PB Mendiola and Philippine Army FC. Anything that we could expect for this afternoon's clash between these two sides?
As you mentioned, it's a Mendiola taking on Army. It's a battle for, you could say, a sense of pride and just progression of the team all throughout the first and second round. This is a bottom of the table clash with this season, of course, nearing its end and no relegation. So it's all about gaining points for these two teams to prove that they can end this season on a higher note and not end at the bottom of the table.
Well, we're talking about the league standings. Tasha, here we have a quick look at it. Valenzuela PB Mendiola with 4 points in 19 games. Philippine Army with 2 points across 19 matches. So it might end at the bottom of the standings for these two sides at the end of the second round, but we still have the classification rounds wherein they'll still have one round of fixtures against the sides from 7th to 11th, so there's still an opportunity for them to climb up the standings and possibly make some surprises in the classification table.
That's right. For Valenzuela PB Mendiola, they want to maintain that status at 10th spot. You don't want to go down to 11th. And for Philippine Army, a win today could help them snatch not only 3 points, but put them 1 point and one movement above. And in the league, any movement is great movement.
Well, with Valenzuela PB Mendiola FC, they haven't had the best of season, if you may say. They only got 4 points in 19 matches, but more noticeable for them is their second round performances. They haven't had much goals conceded in the entire second round. To be honest, they've only they haven't conceded more than 3 goals in their last 3 matches. And one of the most important things to note about Valenzuela PB Mendiola is how they held the league leaders Taguig FC to just a 1-0 scoreline towards the end of that game. It's pretty much Valenzuela PB Mendiola just showing that they have the defensive prowess in themselves, but just lack in finishing.
For Mendiola, as you've mentioned, big improvement from the first round, moving on to that second round. And on our screens, you have the likes of Kevin Motakian, one of our players to watch in this matchup, who has also played a big role in how Mendiola have been getting a much better defensive record. Besides the game against Garelli and Digger, for all their other games, they have had better results, from first round massacre to keeping it close in that second round. Their most notable matches, of course, was Mendiola getting the draw against Tuloy, and Mendiola almost getting a win against Maharlika, or having that close game 4-2. And as you've mentioned, the game against Taguig, the top team on the table, and they held them to a very close 1-0 matchup. And you take a look at the first 11 of Valenzuela PB Mendiola, you'd say the usual suspects all around. But something to note is that they're trying to start with their best attacking players, both Mbida and Obi, who have gotten goals among them, are now on that first 11 playing together. And you also have the likes of Fofana and Arañas, who have been attacking threats for the side of Mendiola. It's all about just getting that crew and fluidity on their attack to complement how they have improved defensively.
Well, all throughout the season, they wanted to get that groove on up front, but most of the time it starts at the back for Valenzuela PB Mendiola, and that's where our player to watch is Kayvon Motagian comes in. The goalkeeper of Valenzuela PB Mendiola, not only Motagian but also Puralayar in the previous matches, more importantly that game against Taguig FC. Those two keepers for Valenzuela PB Mendiola has been the steady figure at the back, helping them to compose that back line and making sure that they were able to set things up at the back before they move forward for the attack. So with Kayvon Motagian right now on goal for Valenzuela PB Mendiola, you would expect that they will set their back line real well against Philippine Army, but also set things up front on the attack. But before anything else, we would like to hear it from Valenzuela PB Mendiola through their team captain, Jay Sean Soberano.
So good afternoon. So much against Army, and last match. Um, as what I expect to the game is this time we need to get the 3 points. So we work hard. We will do whatever it is to get the 3 points. Okay.
Well, the last time that Valenzuela PB Mendiola got the 3 points in the Philippines Football League this season was against the same opponents in Philippine Army FC, and they're looking to do a double on our Army men here this afternoon. But moving on to the other side for Philippine Army, like what we mentioned, it hasn't been pretty as well for Philippine Army. 2 points in 19 matches. Their last game was a more like a summary of their 2025-26 season, a 9-1 loss against Don Bosco Garelli. Had the worst defense so far, conceded 120 goals in 19 matches. So if there's something different that they want to do, it must have been with the defense that they want to fix in this final fixture in the groups, or in the second round fixture against Mendiola.
And the thing with Army is that they have been hot and cold. And for a moment in the second round, when the second round started, you felt that there was a sense of momentum for the side of Army. They got a couple of good results. They drew Tuloy 2-2. They drew Maharlika 1-1. And they lost by a very slim margin to Aguilas 2-1. But then they also had big blowouts once again against the league leaders, Want the Gig and Manila Digger. And for Army in their match today, it's all about trying to hone things in and to stay consistent all throughout the match. And you take a look at their first 11 with players up on top that they will be relying on to continuously score goals, the likes of Ariola. You have Comban on the left, Palacio on the right, and also defensively to keep it tight, De Guzman, Soriano, Villaseñor, and Regala. While Badia will be that goalkeeper, we've seen him make good saves as well for the side of Army, and they will rely on him once again today.
Well, momentum is very important as well for a Philippine Army. You have Ariola up front for them, but there's somebody who's going to be anchoring him, and that's going to be our player to watch, which will be the Kier John Napolitano, player number 29 for Philippine Army. He scored that lone goal against Don Bosco Garelli last time out here in the Rizal Memorial Football Stadium. So if they want to build up on the momentum of scoring a goal, because it's a rarity, if we may say, when it comes to the side of Philippine Army, if you want to get another goal, it could be coming through Napolitano, or it could be Napolitano providing the goods for the man up front, which is Jemuel Ariola. But we'd also like to hear the thoughts of the coach of Philippine Army, which is Coach Ricardo Besite.
Good afternoon. I'm Assistant Coach Ricardo Bisiti from Philippine Army Football Team. Expectation po ngayong last match namin sa second round. Hopefully na makuha namin yung panalo ngayon, kasi in the whole tournament wala po talaga kaming panalo. So sana makuha namin yung last game, first win, hopefully. Sana makuha din namin yung yung game plan for today's game. And then regarding sa team, kung kamusta sila, so far so good, kahit busy sa duties. Siyempre Army pa rin, so maglalaro kami hanggang sa makuha namin yung game ngayon. Salamat, magandang hapon.
And one thing you really have to give it to the Philippine Army team. They are the only team that have no foreigners, so it's an all Filipino squad. And as the coach mentioned, they are enlisted personnel, so they balance their service and duty to the country while at the same time playing as well at the highest level of football for the Philippines. So regardless of also how they perform on the pitch, you have to give a level of respect and honor for the Philippine Army FC team.
A snappy salute for our Army men going up against Valenzuela PB Mendiola in this final game of the second round for these two sides. But we'll just go into a quick break, and when we come back, it's Valenzuela PB Mendiola against Philippine Army FC in match number 104 of your Philippines Football League 2025-26 season.
Let us welcome the teams of Valenzuela, PB Mendiola FC, and Philippine Army FC.
For other leagues, they call this the battle for the wooden spoon. But here in the Philippines Football League, we call it as a battle for pride, as Valenzuela PB Mendiola and Philippine Army FC likes to end their second round fixtures on a high note. Taking a good look at Valenzuela PB Mendiola on how they're shaping up. Mbida plays up front. You have Obi, Fofana, Arañas, and Sulit making up the midfield. Ugafaku will be the bridge between the midfield and the defense. Then you have Escosora, Felicia, Park, and Soberano building up the back for Valenzuela PB, and Kayvon Motagian is the man in the middle of the sticks for Coach Jeffrey Kuaikong, or Jake Kuaikong rather. Then you have on the other side of the field for Philippine Army FC. Good look as well with team captains Kayvon Motagian and Jalsor Soriano in the middle of the park, with all of our officials headed by Jesus Abogado, assisted by Ryan Flores and Ronelo Getigan. Fourth official is Michael Barajas, and the match commissioner for this game is Paula Cervantes. You look into the other side for Philippine Army FC. The tip of the spear will be Jimuel Ariola. Then the midfield's built up by Gumban, Napolitano, Sapal, and Palacio. You also have Bedia anchoring the midfield and the defense. You have De Guzman, Soriano, and Villaseñor, the dynamic duo at the back for Philippine Army, as well as Darwin Regala on that right back position. You have Bedia as the goalkeeper, who's been the sturdy hands for Philippine Army in their recent games. And their last second round fixture against none other than Valenzuela PB, who has a 2-point advantage over them in the league standings. This one surely be interesting.
Kickoff on its way. The first time that these two teams went up against each other in the first round, it was Mendiola who took the W. That's where they got their first 3 points. And the goal scorer was Ruben Doctora, currently not with the squad.
It looks like they're going to make use of the personnel that they have right now, as Valenzuela PB Mendiola really quick in imposing their will and moving forward in the attack. Soberano on the right side, freeing up the space and looking for the opportunities for them. But good point as well made there. Ruben Doctora has been the goal scorer in that match, scoring in the 32nd minute, but he's not part of the squad as of the moment for Valenzuela PB Mendiola. But since he was gone, Johan Mbida stepped up to the plate as that lone striker up front for them. So let's see how things will pan out for the boys in red and black. We have a throw-in, I believe, for Philippine Army.
Johan Mbida also really has been that threatening, attacking threat for the side of Mendiola, especially with his games against the goal against Stallion and the brace that he got versus Maharlika. A way to push up, how they can be on that attacking end. At the moment, Army win themselves a corner. We've also seen Army score really good goals, especially with the likes of Ariola up on top, the likes of Celis, who is currently on the bench as well. But despite their last result against Corelli, they lost 9-1. Napoletano did score a goal there, and you want to bank on any momentum that you had from that last game and bring it on to this final match of the second round.
So we have a corner to use for Philippine Army out here with Jomare Sapal, one of the signings of Philippine Army in the winter transfer window. Just gone begging for the serviceman or the army man as the attack for Valenzuela PB Mendiola with Johan Embida on the right side. Trying to get past Villaseñor, pressured by two players in wide, and Villaseñor eventually gets to it, but it was intercepted by Reggie Sulit. Good pressure being put on by Palacio, but still taken back by Reggie Sulit. Soberano, for what it's worth, has been that decent team captain for Valenzuela PB Mendiola. You would remember him as the man who held the gloves for most of the second half after Ali Purayalar got the red card. Almost got the save on the penalty attempt by Patrick Reichel, but unfortunately the power was too strong on that one, and they conceded that late goal in that game against Taguig FC.
But the thing with Jason Soberano as well, such a versatile player for the side of Mendiola. And you'd say that he's San Beda royalty as well for his service during the times that he was playing for San Beda and now carrying it on to this Mendiola squad. Used to play as well before with Green Archers in the UFL days. And to see him come a long way and still be playing. It's always good to see the local players who have come up the ranks from the NCAA or the UAP continue on onto the professional scene.
Soberano with the ball, who breathes and lives the life of a Red Lion, continues to play for pride here in the Philippines Football League. Park looking to send the ball forward for Sulit, but that's out for a throw. Early goings here in the first half. You could feel that Valenzuela PB Mendiola wants to be on the more offensive side, as they can see what a goal or two does to a side of Philippine Army. Normally, if Valenzuela PB Mendiola concedes a goal in the early rounds of the Philippines Football League 25-26 season, you would see them with their heads down and just focusing on getting through the 90 minutes. But when the second round started, whenever they concede a goal, they keep their heads held high and moving on the attack despite the scoreline. And with the side of Philippine Army, it's kind of like a different thing. They might have been stuck in their first round behaviors, and it will be interesting if it will be the same thing here against Valenzuela PB Mendiola, as Embida tries to win the ball for them. It's been taken back by Philippine Army. Soriano finds to the middle for the number 77, Palacio. Now moving forward, Ariola with a strike, Matagian with the first save of the match. The first test as well coming from Philippine Army.
You gotta love how Army were able to thread the needle down that middle. From the center back, finding Palacio. And Palacio finding Ariola, able to wiggle his way some space out of the defender, take his shot from distance. But it would have to be more threatening than that to really test out Motaghian.
Talking about threatening, almost a threatening ball from the back there, only finding Donatus Obi offside. But here's a chance, an opportunity on goal, and it's in. But the referee says it's offside. Question is for who? Because the first offside call was on Obi. They try to play it on a free kick. So a bit of confusion on the pitch amongst the players and the referees. All right, so they take it back to that offside on Obi. They thought it was through a throw-in. So no goal yet for Valenzuela PB Mendiola. They're going to come knocking on doors once again to get that chance. As De Guzman on the left side, just unable to connect with Palacio. And Park will usher that ball to reset for Valenzuela PB Mendiola.
You could see a contrast in playing styles for the first opening minutes of this matchup. Mendiola, the more aggressive side, initiating that high press. Army trying to take things slow. They know that towards the end of the first half and towards the end of the game, they can easily run out of gas. So they're trying to play it smart and start off with a low compact block.
Here they go again. Valenzuela PB Mendiola on the pressure. Reggie Sulit just unable to connect with that pass. Medea keeps it in play for Philippine Army. Arañas almost getting a clear there. Now Soriano restarts at the back.
Great work from Army to get out of the press there of the attacking players. Try to go for a quick counter.
Smart decision making from Soberano to take it back to Motaglia. Now Sulit has been freed up on the right side, exchanging passes with Soberano. Mbida just unable to connect with the pass. Ariola leaves it as he knows it was offside. Park will reset for Valenzuela PB Mendiola. Just 8 minutes into this match, you could feel that this is going to come down the wire between these two sides. It's been that way in the first round. The only difference was Balut Doctora in the 32nd minute. But all throughout the game, it's been close between Mendiola and Philippine Army, and it's looking like the same here. Good defense shown. Philippine Army probing on that right side. Medea, good pass forward. Into the middle they go. Park clears it out of danger. Sending it out for a corner.
But what a good sequence on the attack from Philippine Army. That pass back, giving it to Sapal. As you mentioned, this is the replay first of that first one earlier that they thought was a goal because of that throw in, but it was supposed to be an offside.
Philippine Army almost with the chance there on the corner, but just unable to convert. Mbida goes down. Play continues for Valenzuela PB Mendiola. Jay Sean Soberano will take this throw in. Also receiving some orders from Jay Kwai Kong. 4 points in 19 matches. That was what Valenzuela PB Mendiola was able to muster throughout the entire season so far. And 3 points here could really prove or could really make a difference for Mendiola, who's in the ascendancy over the past few games. If not for the close calls or the late running out of gas for their side, could have been different season for them in the second round.
And the thing very common with both Mendiola and Army is that throughout the game, throughout their matches, you could see moments of brilliance, flashes of great connecting, finding the passes. But in a league such as what we have, the consistency to be able to do that all throughout a 90-minute match and game after game after game is what spells the difference of a team that will be on top of the standings and dwelling at the bottom. And that's why you have the likes of Manila Digger and M104 who will be battling it out after this matchup as well. And that's why they're on top, is because of the consistency that they put in game after game after game.
Of course, you're talking about consistency there, Tasha, with M104 FC just having their winning streak broken by Stallion Laguna FC last time out. But it's no joke to have a 17-game winning streak in the Philippines Football League, considering that you have the defending champions KFC Iloilo, you have Stallion Laguna FC, and you also have other teams who could challenge for the title. Meanwhile, with Manila Digger FC, the only team who's undefeated so far in the Philippines Football League, have needed to put their Philippines Football League campaign on a brief pause because of their AFC Challenge League assignments. Didn't end well against Svayrieng, but they were the pride of the country in the AFC Challenge League. They'll be hoping to get back into that position because the winners or the top two teams in the Philippines Football League could secure passage to the AFC Champions League 2 playoffs, as well as the AFC Challenge League playoffs. So a lot more to play for in the championship round for the top 6 teams. Meanwhile, Valenzuela PB Mendiola on their side, looking to move on the attack and get the first goal of the match. They're probing on the left side. They bring it back down to the middle for Ogofaku, who switched the play on the right side for Jay Sean Soberano. Arañas to Sulit, just not connecting. Arañas getting the ball back for Mendiola. Looking for composure at the back with Park. Arañas couldn't connect with the long ball. Mbida thought that it's going to be played short. And Medea now catches the ball for Philippine Army.
The things that we love to see for both Mendiola and Army is how much they've improved from the first round onto the second round. Our player to watch out for the side of Mendiola, the goalkeeper, Motakian. Great pickup for the side of Mendiola on loan.
Ooh, talking about the other goalkeeper there, Bedia, with a great save on the effort of Johan Mbida. And he's now going to be bothered by Arañas there. What an effort from Mbida on the counter-attack. Take a look at this one again, Tasha.
That was a shot just outside the box, forcing a save from Bedia. A strong-handed save there to keep things 0-0 between both squads.
Don't look now as Philippine Army with Ariola on the right side. Fakes it, takes a shot. Just caught the deflection. It was Gumban, I believe, who tried to go for it and got the deflection. Trying to confirm what the call is. It seems like it's going to be a corner.
Look at that touch from Ariola to set himself up. The cutback pass to Gumban. You'd say that it's a tricky call to make if you're going to call it a penalty. You'd say Gumban got to the ball at the same time as the defender did. And if it's not clear, it's hard to call it a penalty, even from the box here that we're seeing that replay at real time. The referee has to make that decision.
It was kind of a 50-50 ball between Gumban and Ogofaku in that sequence. Ogofaku got the last touch of it. So it's going to be a corner for Philippine Army. Welcoming signs as well for the Army men, who's been sitting on defense over the past 5 minutes or so. Ariola shaping up to take this corner. Jesus Abogado just trying to clear the air in the middle of the park. So here's the signal. Ariola, short, cleared out for another throw-in. Before we have the throw-in, of course, the forecast earlier, 37.5 or 37.4 degrees Celsius here at the Rizal Memorial Stadium before we start the game, which means that we'll have a cooling break. We'll have a couple of them because of the intense heat. I think we're going to be having cooling break in the interval of every 15 minutes for this one. But first 15 minutes of action already gone by here, Tasha. What have you noticed so far for these two sides?
You'd say that Mendiola had a great shot on target that forced Bedia to make a big save. But in 2 instances, it was Army that were able to really create connecting plays From the defensive block to the midfield block, onto the attack. It's just that final touch that was really not there yet for the side of Army. But this was a crucial save by Park. The ball down the line, Regala trying to find that player running behind, but Park so quick and able to clear that one out of danger. But this chance up on top, Bedia coming out big. You see a closer look there at Darwin Regala on that right flank. One of the pickups of Army during that Feb window. And the likes of Sapal. These are players that have been playing for other teams in the PFL. Darwin Regala coming from Manila Digger. So he brings on that experience with him. And for Sapal as well, he played for Aguilas before moving on with Army. And you'd say that there is also some connection between some players, the likes of Napoletano and Regala, who both played for NU in UAP. You had Sapal who came from FEU, Jalsor Soriano who was from Kaya.
That's what makes the Philippine Army side really interesting, because you have the experience of the likes of Soriano and Villaseñor, who used to play with the defending champions Kaya FC Iloilo. You have Darwin Regala from Manila Digger FC. You have Jomare Sapal from Aguilas UMAC FC. You have an up-and-coming player in Nico Palacio. The personnel is there for them. It's just the connection or the style of play is missing out for Philippine Army. They have a chance, though, to prove us wrong in this game against Valenzuela PB Mendiola, because at 19 minutes of play, we're still scoreless. And like what you've pointed out, Philippine Army FC has produced a couple more chances that are more crucial or more threatening on the side of Kayvon Motagian and Valenzuela PB Mendiola. Meanwhile, Park looking to slow down the pace for Mendiola. Reggie Sulit brings it down. Quick pressured by De Guzman. Palacio trying to win the ball. Sulit couldn't keep it in play for Mendiola. Ogofaku being pressured on by Bedia, who takes it all the way back to the defense. Jalsor thought about going back to Bedia. A foul is called on Embida. And a yellow card is coming out for Embida's challenge on Jalsor Soriano.
Not something that you want to see. Your captain down on the ground, taking a heavy challenge from Mendiola. Soriano. See that? Embida getting completely the foot of Jalsor Soriano. Missed the ball completely, warranting a yellow card from the referee.
Of course, Jesus Abogado is also a fan favorite in the Philippines Football League when it comes to officiating. He knows how to call those plays, and sometimes no-nonsense call for him. In that sequence, you have Embida getting the yellow card forward for Valenzuela PB Mendiola, getting that yellow card in the 20th minute. Soriano still getting some treatment, but how about this guy out here, Kayvon Motagian? He's been pressured on earlier by Philippine Army FC, but has been up to the test so far.
The thing about him is that he has such a good distribution as well, his awareness of the pitch and just his aerial capability. He is a very tall goalkeeper, strong on the corners and collecting and helping Mendiola keep possession from the back.
That has been the strength of Valenzuela PB Mendiola in the second round. Their goalkeepers have stepped up so much in the second round that they were able to find that composure at the back, at the very least in the 30 minutes of action in their games against the top 6 teams. And whenever they take on the other teams in the bottom half of the standings, they do well in those matches. And now Philippine Army looking to move forward after Soriano got that treatment. Embida will be walking on a tightrope now with the yellow card himself, but he's going to move forward. Not anymore as the ball goes out for a throw. Long ball here, going for Ariola on the right side. Palacio is running in the middle. Ariola with a pass. Park once again alert to the possibility and chesting that ball out for a corner. One thing that I've noticed, Tasha, out here is that Philippine Army may sit in defense, but whenever they go on a counterattack, they make sure they get something out of it, either a shot or a set piece through a corner.
And Regala has been fantastic at that right back, whether it's through balls, getting up on top, or that long throw that he possesses, able to connect with Ariola. But a fantastic defensive effort once again from Park. There was a player running again behind him. And the header out was crucial.
Sapal will be taking this in-swinger for Philippine Army. Could have been their third corner now. Opts to go far post, and Palacio scores the opening goal for Philippine Army FC. Don't blink, ladies and gentlemen. Philippine Army FC getting first blood against Valenzuela PB Mendiola, courtesy of player number 77, Nico Palacio.
Nico Palacio, right place, right time, just at the edge of the second post. A well taken corner from Sapal, curling, had the right height. And you had Palacio there, players in front of him, caught ball watching. The defense missed the flight of that one. He was all alone at that far post and headed it in the back of that net. And Army are up 1-0 against Mendiola.
Just love how that play unfolded in our quad vision replay brought to us by Upstream Sports TV. 2 players down for Valenzuela PB Mendiola and Philippine Army. I think that's Embida and Villaseñor. Might have been a clash of heads between the 2 players. Medical staff quick to go inside the pitch and check on the 2 players.
You see Villaseñor holding on the back of his head as he collided with Embida. He's taking a while to get back up, needing more medical assistance. And Embida has to be careful as well, whether intentional or not. Take a replay of how things panned out. He did get the full ball, and it was just how he fell that fell with Villaseñor. You'd have to say that was on Villaseñor because Embida was in the better position to receive the ball. But the center backs, Jalsor, Soriano, and Villaseñor definitely have their hands full, having to guard the likes of Embida. And when a team is down, your strikers are hungry to just get anything on goal or to find themselves more often in the attacking third.
So it seems like Villaseñor is going to be out for a few minutes. Seems like concussion protocol is in place for Villaseñor. Soriano clearing the ball out. Ogofaku right now for Mendiola. Player goes down. Villaseñor Oh, tempers are flaring. That's Napolitano with the second motion. And he gets a yellow card. Wasn't intentional though from Villaseñor, who tried to clear the ball out. Just unfortunate that he hit Ogofaku on the head.
And with the heat, you could also see hot heads on this match as well. And it's just unnecessary there. But it was Napolitano's additional movement that really warranted that yellow card. The call was already made. Even the Army player knew that he was at fault for clearing it as a player, as Fofana was going down. And this game definitely heating up. And you'd like to think that both teams really have to keep a cool head if they want to get away with the 3 points. Both these teams, once in a while, are also known for ending the game with less players than how they've started. And the goalkeeper, Motakian, also gets a yellow card. We'll confirm how many in total were given, but so far we know of Napolitano and Motakian.
Here's the free kick from Park. Almost bouncing inside the box. Arañas takes it back to Soberano. Felicia, the only player that came from Manila Monte, still playing in the Philippines Football League after that transition period, was picked up by Valenzuela PB Mendiola. Ogofaku now finds Park, trying to play with the ball. Fofana looking for the pass forward. Obi, onto the left side they go. Slowly but surely for Valenzuela PB Mendiola now inside the 29th minute. Clearance from Villaseñor. Felicia with another throw in for Valenzuela PB Mendiola, who's still trailing this game after Nico Palacio opened up the scoring 5 minutes ago. Soberano, great first touch. Now takes it back. It's a test of patience for Philippine Army because they have the lead. Will they have that urgency to get a second goal, or will they sit back in defense? We will be answered now by Ariola, who's moving forward but couldn't connect with the pass. Soberano sending a long ball forward, finding Embida on the right. Cross blocked by Soriano, and last touch on Embida. That'll be a throw in, but that will come after this second cooling break of the first half, allowing us to do a quick recap of what happened over the last 5 minutes or so. If you've just joined the broadcast, ladies and gentlemen, yes, you're seeing it right. Philippine Army with a lead over Valenzuela PB Mendiola thanks to Nico Palacios' opening goal in the 24th minute, and this is how it panned out, Tasha.
And what a corner, well taken corner from Sapal. Got the right height on it, and Sulit mistimed the header. He didn't see that Palacio was there lurking right behind him and able to find the back of the net in that small space that he had. Just heads that one out, and this is how Napolitano got the yellow card. Motakian also came out to the defense as well for the side of Mendiola, gets himself a yellow card. So this water break is a cooling break, not only for the body, but for the minds as well, to try to regulate their emotions, keep it in check for both sides, and not get carried away with the heat.
Sabi nga nila kapag mainit ang panahon, mabilis din mag-init ang ulo ng mga players, and that's what happened. The foul earlier that produced, I think in a span of 2 minutes, produced 3 yellow cards. One on Motagian, then another one on Napolitano. Oh, we're up to 3 yellow cards because Embida got a yellow card earlier in the match. So produced 2 yellow cards in a span of a minute or two. So medyo nag-iinit ang ulo ng mga players natin dito sa field. Why wouldn't they? Because the rest of the Philippines Football League community might be seeing this as a non-bearing game or something that's not really impactful in the standings. But for these two sides, they're playing for pride out here. If you look into the league standings right now, or the live standings so far, Philippine Army is at 10th place with a point advantage over Mendiola. So if this stays like this until the end, and with Philippine Army being more dangerous side in this game, Philippine Army could finish the second round in 10th spot. They are exchanging passes on the left or the right side. Ariola just not quick enough to get the ball against Motagian.
But Army, in the few moments that they have been on that attacking end, we can see how dangerous they have been.
Danger coming on the other side as Mbida trying to win the ball against Philippine Army. Sulit gets the ball for Valenzuela PB Mendiola, but not connecting well with Sulit in that play. They still have the chance. Bodies colliding in the middle of the park. Play continues for Valenzuela PB Mendiola. Arañas with a strike straight to the gloves of Bedia. It will give us a chance to look into what happened between Roy Kent Bedia and Ogofaku in that sequence.
And you'd be a bit surprised that the referee didn't catch that. That was an elbow to the face.
For what it's worth, I think the other personnel inside the Rizal Memorial Stadium who has had more steps in this game so far is the physio or the medical staff on the right side, who's been attending to Philippine Army for the past few minutes, and he has to attend to another one here with Roy Ken Bedia catching an elbow to the face from Ogofaku.
Look at that challenge there from Fofana. He did have that right of way, but there was just additional extension of his arm that hit on to Bedia. An attribute, part of it, of why it wasn't called was maybe because of the height. But regardless, you have to be a bit more careful of where you set your hands and your arms.
Was quite high there in the elbow of Ogofaku. So Roy Kent Bedia just down the touchline. Philippine Army down to 10 men momentarily, not anymore as he's back in play. And I love what I'm seeing here, Tasha, here at the Rizal Memorial Stadium. As early as 4:30 in the afternoon, we're already seeing a couple of fans from Taguig FC and Manila Digger as well coming into the stadium, anticipating that 7 p.m. kickoff between the top two sides in the league. Taguig has dropped points, allowing Manila Digger FC to close out the second round fixtures with a possible stamp of their command at the top of the standings. But we'll have to wait until 7 p.m. tonight and that fixture on the weekend before we find out, as Valenzuela PB Mendiola now on the counterattack with Obi on the left side. Pass to the middle for Mbida. Stops, thought about it, and Soriano gets the ball back for Philippine Army. Ogofaku now with the ball onto the right side for Sulit. Sulit thinking about the pass, finds Arañas. Arañas still with the ball. Soriano with the block again. Sturdy defense there from the center back and the team captain. Attack is continuing here. Felicia and Bedia with a bit of a warning there for Sulit. Now sends a long ball forward. Philippine Army sitting in defense over the past few minutes, but they have the liberty to do so because they have the advantage of a goal from Nico Palacio in the 24th.
Say the Army have the advantage, but it's a very slight advantage. This game could still go either way. Mendiola sending wave and wave of attack. Soriano and Villaseñor have been tested multiple times.
And here's another test that they'll have to pass. They're not going to be pressured much as Mbida sends that far out. Fofana, good tackle there by Gumban. Gumban got the ball, so I believe it's going to be a foul called on Fofana.
There's a well-timed poke from Gumban. And that's what you got to love about your wingers. Tracking back down, not falling for the fake, very patient, knowing that when a player just sets the ball a bit too much further than their feet, able to poke it out of danger. And it also helped that he attracted the foul. And it's going to be a restart from the back and possession for Army.
Time is on the side of Philippine Army with 8 minutes remaining in the first half and a goal to play for on their side. So for Philippine Army fans out there, you'll be liking what you're seeing now, given that your side is on the lead. And if all things come into play for them, could be historic for their side. They have a free kick to boot as well.
And when you're talking about who are the true underdogs of the PFL, there are only two teams that are the true underdogs. It's Philippine Army and Tuloy FC. So you always have to love that underdog story. They can always beat the teams above them.
Tagian was pressured on, got a touch, and was able to get the save. Park looking to start the counter attack at the back for Valenzuela PB Mendiola. Mbida being pressured on. And Bedia clears the ball out of danger at an expense of a throw. Reggie Sulit to Arañas right away. There goes down, last touch on Mendiola.
And you gotta love the sportsmanship that we've seen on the pitch right now. Especially when the play goes out, to just help that opponent back up.
Army once again with possession. Just about 6 minutes remaining. Palacio sending it over to the other side, but Matagian is there. Felicia goes down. It seems like a secondary motion from Kumban that brought him down. The referee will continue with this play. Pass forward coming from Escosora to the left side. Obi being pressured on. Now cleared away by Regala.
Again, Army, just the discipline that they're showing in the first 40 minutes of this match. Everyone coming down to defend, making sure that they can double up on the attacking players of Mendiola. Work rate, most especially of Sapal, Bedia, and Napolitano.
They're going to put into work again as Soberano putting on the pressure. Palacio with the tussle there. Arañas on the right with the cross straight to the glove. So Bedia slipping. Commotion inside the box, and finally it's been cleared out. Player goes down. Arañas with a slice of the boot, but sending it out for a goal kick. What a frantic sequence inside the box there for Valenzuela PB Mendiola.
And unbelievable at the box. So many chances to be able to score, but resilient defensive effort. It slipped through the hands, but look at that header, that goal line clearance from Regala. The ball still in the air. It fell again for Arañas outside of the boot. Tried to curl it, but just couldn't dip in time. And once again, Army able to keep the lead.
Bedia getting a warning from Jesus Abogado, feeling like he's wasting some time here, but Abogado, of course, has the duty to add those minutes wasted towards the end of the first half. But if you're talking about the sequence that happened for Valenzuela PB Mendiola earlier, if the football gods are against you, they are against you. and the Philippine Army looking to make use of that luck that they have, unless it changes as Arañas on the right side. But great tackle again from Soriano. The experience showing off for Philippine Army. Felicia got a touch. Park against Palacio. And Park will stop as he felt a bit of a touch from Palacio. Abogado just checking in on him, making sure he's fine. Play continues for Valenzuela PB Mendiola with less than 3 minutes remaining in the first half. And still Philippine Army might be heading into the break with a 1-0 advantage over Valenzuela PB Mendiola. Park looking up. Soriano clearing out. Soberano composing well for Valenzuela PB Mendiola. Possession-wise, it's been Valenzuela PB Mendiola over the past 5 minutes. On the attacking face, Escosora to Obi with a strike, punch, but into the back of the net. And we are level again here at the Rizal Memorial Stadium as Donatus Obi scores the equalizer for Valenzuela PB Mendiola.
And you're not surprised that it's Obi who was able to get the equalizer. And if you're gonna score at any moment of this first half, right before halftime is exactly where you want to score to level things out, to nullify the early goal from Army. Again, we've been talking about how relentless Mendiola have been on the attack. With just a little bit of space, Escosora setting up Obi, and well timed from Obi to take it first time. That quad vision replay just showing how good that goal was from all angles. And it was his signature celebration. Obi scores big for Mendiola.
A chance for Palacio. Oh! Palacio thought about that wonder goal. He saw it playing in his mind, just not getting the curl. Motagian was way off his line. We almost got another goal for Philippine Army there.
And the intensity of this matchup, it could have been back-to-back goals. Palacio with that awareness, knowing that Motagian played higher, the ball went to him. That was almost there. And you can't blame Army for trying. We've seen them score from that distance.
So we have 4 minutes of stoppage time here in the first half, Tasha. Things could still swing either way. The pendulum that is called the first half is still in play, with Valenzuela PB Mendiola getting that equalizer 2 minutes before the end of regulation here. They have another chance. Bedia with a punch, sending it to the roof of the goal and out for a corner. But talking about that goal that they scored through Obi, it was quite unfortunate for Philippine Army. Got a touch from a defender and Bedia punching it towards his own net. But it's still going to be credited to Obi. They have another opportunity. Park with a shot. But a foul is called inside the box in favor of Philippine Army.
But in that last sequence as well, just rewind it a little bit. You have to give it for Bedia. He had to make a big save again, getting his fingertips on it and tipping it over the bar. For a moment there, Mendiola could have easily have been a 2-1.
Oh, that's not good for Ariola. Straight yellow card on Ariola. I think he gave a bit of something there for Park. It's the heat of the moment. The intensity of this game reaching the heads of Philippine Army and Jimuel Ariola specifically. Here's what happened. Oh,
You could understand the call completely. Ariola lucky to not get away, to get away with just a yellow. That was a backhand slap. That's disrespect. But you could see he was pulled. So the foul is called in favor of Army. But then the card is given to Ariola for the unnecessary second motion after the call was already made.
I mean, how many times you're going to get that in a league football? You only get that here in the Philippines Football League, I believe. Ariola looking to get that ball, but not going to be bothered. Motagian sends it out. And just about a minute remaining in this first half. In what has been a very exciting match between Valenzuela, PB Mendiola, and Philippine Army. Cross looking for Mbida, Park, rather Arañas. Reggie Sulit tries on the edge of the box. Soberano with a cross. Couldn't get it across there as Soriano and I think that was Fofana who was having an exchange of words. Or rather, that was actually Mbida. Mbida's testing the patience of Abogado here in this final sequence of the first half. Remember, he's already on a yellow card, and he keeps on protesting this play.
Both teams really just riled up here, and Army got the ball first. Soriano gets ahead to it, and Bida in the wrong, but tries to square off Soriano to intimidate him. Mendiola also know that once in a while, well actually both teams, when riled, are capable of making that unnecessary second motion. And you feel that with how this first half has been. It's like a race to the first red rather than to the next goal.
It's been that way since the first half, or since the opening whistle between these two sides. We know how physical they are, Philippine Army, and with Valenzuela, PB Mendiola just trying to square up as well against Philippine Army. You're right, it's more of a chase for that first red card rather than the next goal, and that's something that's going to be pivotal in this game, given that we are level terms with a goal each for Valenzuela, PB, and Philippine Army. Soriano, it seems like still getting a bit of treatment in the middle of the field.
And you feel that the winner of this match could also be whichever team that can regulate their emotions and manage their emotions better will have the better chance of winning this game. But if you're asking for those watching at home, this is a bottom of the table clash, but are you not entertained with just how much both teams want to win, and they're giving us just such a great matchup. We've seen 2 good goals and a lot of action.
Here's the free kick from Bedia, sent back right away by Valenzuela, PB Mendiola. Now on the counter attack, Regala on the right side has to take it all the way back to Bedia. Long ball forward now, looking for Gumban, but he's been covered by Felicia and sending it back to Motagian. Just a few moments remaining here. Could expect a minute or two added because of the stoppage on Soriano. Napolitano goes down, throw in favor of Valenzuela, PB Mendiola, but that's it. 45 minutes in the book in this battle between the 10th and 11th place in your Philippines Football League. Philippine Army FC scored first in the 24th minute through Nico Palacio, but it was canceled out by Johan Mbida in the 43rd minute. We will go into a quick break, and when we come back, it's highlights, stats, and analysis of the first half between Valenzuela, PB Mendiola, and Philippine Army FC in your 2025-26 Philippines Football League. 45 minutes have gone by in this clash between the 10th and the 11th place of your Philippines Football League, and so far it's been an amazing 45 minutes of action here at the Rizal Memorial Stadium. Valenzuela PB Mendiola 1, Philippine Army FC 1. We've had plenty of action in the first half. Philippine Army getting that first goal in the 24th minute thanks to Nico Palacio, but it was cancelled out by Obi on the 43rd minute. And Tasha, what a first half we had here.
It's been back-to-back action for both sides. We saw Mendiola come out the stronger team, more physical, more aggressive, high press. But it was from this set-piece opportunity, a corner. An unmarked Palacio on the far post, gets ahead to it, finds the back of the net, opening things up for this matchup. But after that goal, they wanted to get more. They had a couple of chances again up on top. But Motagian able to cover everything else that came his way. And this was the almost equalizer. Look at that defensive effort, relentless defending from Philippine Army, just putting all their bodies on the line. But this was how the equalizer happened. A connection on that left-hand side. Escosora squares it off for Obi. He takes it first time with so much power, so much pace, and it dips right over Bedia. And it was 1-1. And right when the start of the second half, Army and Palacio could have made that 2-1. And on the opposite end, it could have been a 2-1 as well for the side of Mendiola. Bedia with that fingertip save to keep things 1-1 right at halftime. And you gotta love it for this bottom of the table clash, because it could go either way. That's how close this game has been. And you see it as well from possession, 51% for Mendiola, 49% for Army. It can't get any closer than that. When it comes to the shots, you'd say Mendiola had more shots. 8 shots, 6 on target, but were able to convert 1. And for Army, they had 5 shots, 3 on target. But it was one of the 4 corners that they had where they were able to convert into a goal.
We've talked about Philippine Army having most of the dangerous chances in the first half. It came mostly on the corners. They have 4 corners. They've converted 1 goal from that corner, and it's been end-to-end between Valenzuela, PB Mendiola, and Philippine Army. You can't even feel that this is a bottom-of-the-table clash. It feels more of a mid-table clash between Valenzuela, PB, and Philippine Army, who's trying to get into that championship round. But as we all know, those things are already set, and we're just waiting for personnels from both Valenzuela PB Mendiola and Philippine Army FC back into the field as we have some substitutions out here at halftime. Player number 54 for Philippine Army, that is Dexter Casing, has checked into this game. I believe he replaced Palacio, who scored that opening goal in the 24th minute. So things will be interesting for Roberto Besite's side, given that the goal scorer has been checked out into this match.
And you'd say a like-for-like substitution. Palacio and Casing both coming in from the UE program and making their way on the professional scene. Army injecting some fresh legs here to kick off the second half. While for Mendiola, in the first round, as we mentioned, they got the W over Army, and they want to do it again to keep 10th spot. If Army get the win today, from 2 points, they climb on to 5, 10th spot, and a win secured for them. So both teams with pride to play for and progression as well.
Second half is underway here at the Rizal Memorial Stadium with Valenzuela PB Mendiola playing from right to left from kickoff. Talking about the personnels inside the Rizal Memorial Stadium, we already have visuals of the league leaders, One Taguig FC, and the second place team in Manila Digger FC here at the stadium. And fans are slowly coming in for that 7 p.m. main event. We focus back onto this clash, the other side of the table, as Philippine Army has possession and looking to get that early advantage here in the second half. Napolitano has been freed up by Ariola, but just unable to rush on the attack. Matagian calming the defense down. Okofaku just surveying the field and looking for the next pass. So same personnel for Valenzuela PB Mendiola, only one change at halftime for Philippine Army. The injection of a fresh leg in Dexter Casing could make or break this attempt of Philippine Army to get their first win of the season. Running down the right side. Last touch on Philippine Army. They take it quick. Ariola on the left side, or rather in the middle. Ariola, strong touch. Gets it back. Ariola to the middle. Looking for that 1-2. Couldn't connect as Park is there to cover. Napolitano with a pass to the left side. Long ball forward. Judging it from Sapal. Motagian with a save. And first corner of the second half goes to the side of Philippine Army.
Army starting the second half strong, able to connect with their passes up on top, freed up space on the left-hand side. You'd say that the corners have been adding up for the side of Army as well. They had 4 in the first half and were able to score the goal from a corner opportunity. And a test again with the marking and defensive duties of Mendiola.
Here comes the corner. Motagian going far post for Philippine Army. A chance. Roy Kent thought about it, but a foul has been called in favor of Valenzuela PB Mendiola, I believe, as Motagian and another player in Felicia is down for Mendiola.
It's not good to see both your goalkeeper and your center back. And you have to give it to the quality and delivery of Sapal as well. Forcing these collisions in the back, miscommunications. Motagian just clashing with his defenders right in front of him. And you could feel the frustration of Philippine Army because Mendiola did that to themselves. The goalkeeper clashed with the center backs. They all fell down. The second ball fell perfectly for a Philippine Army player just by the edge of that box. And the keeper and the referee blew his whistle.
So it looks like
You
Jesus.
see, there was no foul there. There was definitely no foul there. So if you're Army, of course you're pissed that the call was made.
And Jesus Abogado felt like it was a touch from Ariola towards Felicia, but like what you pointed out, Tasha, it wasn't because Ariola clashed with Felicia at the back. It was because of that in-swinging ball from the corner that made that happen. So Philippine Army felt hard done by with that call. They're still pleading their case, but it turns out it's going to be a free kick for Valenzuela PB Mendiola. Jesus Abogado will have a talking to with the fourth official, Michael Barajas, just to confirm things out and see what the final call will be. Sometimes it's difficult to be that man with the whistle in the middle of the park. You have to make those quick fire decisions on calling the fouls, giving possession to the other side, or looking who gets the ball. So the fourth official, Michael Barajas, had a bit of a discussion with Jesus Abogado, but it was just a drop ball in favor of Valenzuela PB Mendiola, who looks to go for that quick counterattack with Reggie Sulit on the right side. Sulit fakes it. Couldn't find the pass for Embida.
And you could understand the frustration. I could feel the frustration. If I was a player right now, I would also be frustrated because the foul happened. There was no foul. First of all, we established there's no foul. It was a clash between the defenders and the goalkeeper. And then, not only that, after that, the ball goes in favor of Mendiola to kickstart an attack.
Again, Philippine Army pretty hard done by with that sequence of play. You could even see Besite complaining on the touchline, but not anymore as they have the chance. Roy Kent Bedi was just caught by the offside flag. Was trying to plead their case there, Philippine Army, as Besite continues to discuss things with Michael Barajas on the touchline. If it was a drop ball, you could have asked at least a player from Philippine Army to get to that drop ball as well, but it felt like they gave the ball towards the side of Valenzuela PB Mendiola, who almost exploited that pocket of space of Philippine Army on that counter. But nonetheless, back to parity.
On the other side as well was when the drop ball was given in favor of Mendiola, the least they could have done was fair play and given it back to the side of Army.
Feels like fair play or gentleman's agreement are out of the window, given that both sides are looking to prove something in this game, with Philippine Army chasing that first ever win in the 2025-26 Philippines Football League, and Valenzuela PB Mendiola hoping to close out their second round fixtures with a win in the bag. We've seen that going back and forth in the first half, and we're continuously getting that here in the second half. Felicia getting the ball back for Valenzuela PB Mendiola. Sapal trying to get it for Philippine Army, but not that time. Villaseñor gets it back and clears it out of danger. Player goes down for Valenzuela PB Mendiola. Was Ogofaku who goes down. Abogado looking for assistance from Michael Barajas to analyze that call, because Villaseñor tried to clear the ball. Ogofaku might have been the collateral damage in that sequence. But it seems like it's going to be a throw-in for Valenzuela PB Mendiola deep into their side, which will allow the Philippine Army to put a pressure on them. Arañas couldn't get the right touches for himself, so it goes out for a throw-in. A change of boot as well for Arañas in the halftime.
And you gotta love that on the stands here, on my left side, you have the team of Manila Digger rooting on for Darwin Regala, their former teammate.
Even the revolving doors of the Philippines Football League won't stop the friendship that they have built over the course of their careers, as Darwin Regala gets that support from the second place teams, Manila Digger FC, who will take on Taguig FC in that top of the table clash later at 7 p.m. Throw in favor of Philippine Army. It's been nervy in the first 5 minutes or so of the second half. Feels like Valenzuela PB Mendiola more on the offensive, just like in the first half. They were the more offensive side. But Philippine Army, very patient in the build-up. Now they move forward. Long ball pass for Dexter Casing to make use. Park is there to cover. And Park winning the ball for Valenzuela PB Mendiola. The clash is still on. Casing wins it. Looking for the pass for Ariola. Taken back by Fofana, and it's been cleared out for a throw.
Say the opposite. The start of the second half saw Army starting on just a higher gear. They were able to win those corner opportunities. The calls just didn't go their way, but now they're on the attack once more.
Long ball finds Casing, brings it back down. Across, straight to the gloves of Motagian. And now Escasora moving forward, the one who provided the assist for Donatus Obi. Strong challenge there from Roy Kent Bedia. Foul committed by Philippine Army.
Quick restart here for Mendiola. Want to get on the attack.
Almost a scary ball there going to the side of Mark Anthony Bedia. He lets that one go.
And Mbida, there was that pressure being put on his back, not allowing him to turn. But despite the pressure, he had that quick shift in movement, able to turn, take a snapshot. It was very close, but off target.
Long ball forward now for Philippine Army on the left side as Park trying to compose the defense of Valenzuela PB Mendiola. Now Ogofaku wins the ball for Mendiola down that far right side.
Ogofaku's work has been crucial in the second half, especially to help out the defensive efforts and winning the ball back for the side of Mendiola.
Arañas tried to go for that quick 1-2 with Obi, but Obi went down. No touch though from any Philippine Army player. So play goes back to the side of the boys in white and green. Once again, if you've just joined us, Jamer De La Cruz on call with Natasha Alquiros-Deito. Philippine Army FC through Nico Palacio scored the opening goal in the 24th and was cancelled out by Obi in the 43rd minute. Now Ogofaku with a chance, but skies the shot out for a goal kick.
And at the moment, we're seeing that shift in momentum from the first few minutes of the second half. Now on to Mendiola, finding their passes just outside the box, getting themselves a bit of space to take chances.
Valenzuela PB once again with a chance of their own as Arañas wins the ball back for them, but seems like Mbida was offside, so he had to delay his run. Now Roy Kent Bedia for Philippine Army, finding Casing on the right side. Probing once again. Fofana getting the ball back for Mendiola. Sapal emerges as the victor for that sequence. Good pass to the middle. An opportunity. Ariola on the left side, looking for the shot. Taken in. And that is a goal for Jemuel Ariola. An open goal nonetheless. And Philippine Army once again with the lead.
And Ariola showing us his class and technique composure inside the box, wiggles his way from defenders on him, able to take a shot, and now puts Army on the advantage once more. Started with that pass in between the legs and the midfield, finding the run of Ariola, who put him in a better position. And you'd feel that the goalkeeper not happy with how defensive work was done there by Soberano, allowing Ariola the space to cut it inside. The tight angle was already there if he kept pushing him out, but allowed Ariola to switch it to give himself more chance to take a better shot, and that's exactly what he did. And what made it even sweeter is that it was the second goal for Army.
Just like in the first half, Philippine Army getting that 1-goal advantage over Valenzuela PB Mendiola. Again, the boys in red playing catch up. Headed out by Regala. Chance here for Valenzuela PB Mendiola. Obi goes down, no foul, says the referee. A shot from Ogofaku and straight to the gloves of Mark Anthony Badia.
And Mendiola quickly tried to put themselves in the best chance to be able to score a goal. Seeing end-to-end stuff here. Such an open game. A chance out for Mendiola to try to dig deep, or can Army get another goal?
Ariola trying to channel his magical foot there, but just sending it out for a goal kick. But if you're Philippine Army, you gotta love how you're getting the chances from the mistakes of Valenzuela PB Mendiola. That goal from Ariola, it allowed them to get that chance because Valenzuela PB Mendiola thought he was offside, but Ariola just delayed his run for a bit, get himself onside, and put the defenders on the skates. Gets that go-ahead goal. Fofana. Pass to Escosora on the left side. Through ball now for Mbida, who has a couple of chances in the first half. Haven't had enough here in the second. Mbida still with the ball, takes a strike. Mbedia will not even bother to take that with his gloves as he controls it well and sends it to the edge of the box. Veteran moves here from Mbedia, just milking that clock a bit.
You have to appreciate the effort that every player does for Army. As we've mentioned, they are a team that tend to run out of gas. And so any moment that they can take some time to reset, you could bet that they're gonna take it, force the attacking players of Mendiola to make those extra runs, to force pressure on the goalkeeper before Badia will pick it up.
That's what Badia has been doing now, making Mbida run for it. And long ball forward. Felicia through the legs. And Ariola once again with a chance. A tackle from Felicia. Could have been a card there. Or just a warning. Nope. Abogado goes to his pocket and gives a yellow card for Victor Felicia.
And when you have a sliding tackle from behind, Felicia's very lucky to get away with just a yellow. You've seen players get a red for less. He was beat out on the physicality. And look at that. That's a sliding tackle from behind. He gets the foot completely. No ball. And that could have been a red card.
Coach Jake Waikong still trying to get his players' head back into the game as it's still not over. We're on the 63rd minute of this game. Philippine Army with the advantage and with a free kick. Royken Bedia and Philippine Army with a free kick to boot. Sapa opts to go straight to the goal, but Motagian is alert to that shot.
Sapal also showing us his capability and range when taking those shots.
Through ball for Obi, now to the middle for Mbida. Tackled by two players in white. And they get that clearance out. As a player goes down for Philippine Army, Mbida will just walk away. Smart decision making from Mbida there, because as we all know, he's already on a yellow. One more talking to with Jesus Abogado, he might just get his marching orders for the day.
And the 200% effort that Army are putting defensively to keep their advantage. This was a shot from Sapal. Safe hands from Motagian. And then quick to start that counter. Doubled up defensive duties there. Napolitano and Gumban trying to get the better, but for that quick moment, that could have been a call in favor of Mendiola.
Philippine Army relying on their strengths and their luck as well in this game, keeping that 2-1 margin over Valenzuela PB Mendiola. Soriano switches the play to the left side. There goes down Ogofaku with a challenge. It's player number 19, Mark De Guzman, who goes down. So free kick for Philippine Army. Some of our viewers pointing out the size of Jimuel Ariola. Sabi nga nila, dad bod pero nakaka-score pa rin. Di raw basihan yung abs kung gaano kakagaling. And case in point for Jimuel Ariola as he scores that go-ahead goal for Philippine Army. Just not successful in that free kick. And now Reggie Sulit starts the counterattack for Valenzuela PB Mendiola. Arañas, Soriano sending it out of the park for a throw.
And you could see the track backgrounds from the likes of Napolitano, forcing on the player with the ball to give the pass. And the Army defenders able to sweep that away from danger.
Mark Anthony Bedia just getting some assistance from Sai Villaseñor to tie his shoelaces. Make sure to have the double tie as well. So back in action we go. Soberano. Ogofaku opts to take it back to Park. 67th minute here at the Rizal Memorial Stadium. Philippine Army with the ball and with the goal advantage. Looking for that counterattack. They are in a 3v2. Bedia to the other side for Ariola. Looking for his double. Motagian with a save. Ariola hitting the wrong side of the boot, but still a chance. It'll be a corner for Philippine Army.
And a fantastic counter-attack from Philippine Army, able to swing the ball from the left to the middle, onto the right. Ariola takes a shot, but directly at Motagian, who makes a save. The second ball, they continued on their run, and because of that effort, put themselves with another corner opportunity. And we know that Army are so dangerous, especially Sapal today has been on another level with the deliveries that he puts in the box.
Sapal has been a player unlocked for Philippine Army. Whenever they get those set pieces, they swing one in once again. Ariola couldn't get his head to it. Philippine Army still with the ball. Napolitano, a clash with Fofana, throw in for the white shirts.
Darwin Regala, a player who can give those long throws, will be in charge of giving Army the best attacking chance from a throw-in opportunity.
Virtually a corner for Philippine Army with that throw from Regala. Napolitano brings it down, gets a block from Valenzuela PB Mendiola. Embida now against Villaseñor. Brings it to the middle for Ogofaku, who now switches the play to the right side for Jason Soberano to make use. Good effort there in defense by Philippine Army. And the play continues for Valenzuela PB Mendiola.
That was well timed from Gumban to defuse the counter from Mendiola. But Mendiola go again, this time on the left-hand side to try their luck on the opposite end.
Obi has been freed up by Arañas. Down the byline, still in play. Obi to the middle for Embida. Good block. Another chance for Ogofaku. And Fofana with a strike straight to the embrace of Mark Anthony Bedia, who's been called into action many times by Valenzuela PB Mendiola, and he's not going down just yet.
Look at that turn from Obi. And you'd feel that on that replay with that slowed down, the ball went fully out from the replay that we've seen. But nonetheless, Army able to deal with the wave and wave of attack.
They have another chance here. Sorry, Tasha, as Jimuel Ariola on the left side, almost getting a touch past Motagian. But lucky there for Mendiola, as Ariola unable to convert for his good measure. Roy Ken Bedia now against Ogofaku. Feels like over the past 5 minutes, Philippine Army has most of the possession here and the chances themselves. Now they go down the byline. To the middle they go. Ariola, fake, a shot, blocked. Another attempt. Blocked again by Valenzuela PB Mendiola. Soberano judging the bounce of the artificial turf of the Rizal Memorial Football Stadium. And they have themselves a throw in.
Back-to-back chances. Defensive duties put on full display. We're seeing great works on the attack, especially down the wings with the players being able to beat the mark, bringing them down the line. You cannot believe that it is a bottom of the table clash. Great performances being put on by both squads.
Substitution here for Valenzuela PB Mendiola. That's Julian Perilla checking in for the vice captain for this game, Jason Soberano. So a bit of a like-for-like change there for Coach Jake Kuaikong and Valenzuela PB Mendiola. Now Arañas onto the left side for Obi. Taking on Sapal. Obi still with the ball. Arañas with a strike! Nasty deflection, and we are back on level terms. Arañas scoring the equalizer for Valenzuela PB Mendiola.
And you're not surprised where they were able to connect. Obi has been fantastic on that left-hand side, able to beat out the press. And despite the wave of the defenders of Army, able to find the pass to Arañas. Arañas put himself in the best position to take a shot, and the deflection just helped him send that towards the back of the net, as Bedia could not judge that any further. But the work rate of Obi to find Arañas, the deflection on the defender, Bedia was going the wrong way. And a 2-2 game on once again.
Quad vision replay shows us the deflection from the team captain nonetheless, Jasor Soriano, giving Arañas that goal of the match. And we are back on level terms. It was Arañas who provided the assist for Obi in the first half. Now it was Obi who provided the assist for Arañas in almost a similar play for Valenzuela PB Mendiola. They got the nasty deflection from both the defender and the goalkeeper for that goal in the first half for Obi. This time it was a deflection from Soriano that allowed Valenzuela PB Mendiola to claw their way back and get this equalizer.
This game has been everything and more. We know a lot of the viewers are all excited for the clash at the top of the table later between Taguig and Manila Digger. But while waiting for this matchup, you gotta love the fight that Army and Mendiola are putting in this game, and how the moments of the game has been wishy-washy. It was for Army at first. They were able to score a goal at the end of the first half. Momentum shift for Mendiola. They got the equalizer. Second half started, and Army were on good pace, able to get the goal to put it 2-1. And as the momentum shifted, once again, Mendiola able to get another equalizer, setting us up for this last 15-minute stretch of the game, where tired legs and fatigue play a part. And you'll even see a that much more open matchup between these two teams.
It will be a crazy final quarter of the match that we'll be having here, ladies and gentlemen, as Arañas and Valenzuela PB Mendiola on the counter attack on the left side. Dexter Casing is there to defuse the attack. Brings it back down for Donatus Obi. Good pass to the left side, but it was offside though for Fofana. If you're just like me, who caught that game between PSG and Bayern Munich earlier this morning, it felt like a continuation of that here in the Philippines Football League because of the goal fest that we're having. Might not be the case because this is the bottom of the table clash, but it sets us up for that main event later on at 7 p.m. between Manila Digger FC and Taguig FC for that top of the table clash. Casing to the middle for Roy Ken Bedia. Takes a strike from distance. And Motagian, even though that ball was already going out, he's asking his defenders, why are we allowing Philippine Army to take a shot from distance? Perilla and Fofana exchanging passes. Arañas now looking to move forward with Embida on the left side. An opportunity for Valenzuela PB Mendiola to finally get that go-ahead goal that they've been waiting for. But not at the moment, as Philippine Army gets the ball back momentarily. Park with a strike from distance. Medea judged that going out. And a goal kick in favor of Philippine Army.
Mendiola, after getting the second equalizer, have retained the momentum, finding themselves in attacking opportunities. And you have the likes of Arañas, of Obi, of Embida, and these players, they don't look tired at all, going the distance, making the runs.
"13 minutes remaining. Valenzuela PB Mendiola with possession and a free kick because of a handball. For the fans who are just near the Rizal Memorial Stadium, the kickoff for that top of the table clash is still at 7 p.m. You have plenty of time to make your way here at the Rizal Memorial Stadium for that match. And while we're at it, you could also catch this game between Valenzuela PB Mendiola and Philippine Army FC on YouTube. So you could watch it while you're on your way to the stadium, as both sides are not backing down. They're throwing everything at it for that precious 3 points. Even more precious if Philippine Army will get those 3 points, because it'll be their first win of the season.
Another player to give his flowers to as well. Sulit gets the ball. Another goal for Mendiola.
Reggie Sulit giving the go-ahead goal for Valenzuela PB Mendiola after a mistake. And it feels like the game is back into normal procedure as Valenzuela PB Mendiola gets that go-ahead goal. 3-2 with 12 minutes remaining.
The defense unaware that Sulit putting on the pressure on Soriano to win the ball back in a very dangerous area right outside the box. Great work defensively from Sulit to win it from Soriano. And you feel for Sulit because the first goal was his fault. Mistimed the judge of the ball to be headed out, and eventually able to turn things around late into this game and gets the third goal for Mendiola. And for the first time in this match, Mendiola are up.
It may have taken a while for Reggie Sulit, may have taken him 20 matches in the Philippines Football League, but nonetheless, he scores his first goal of his career, and the most important one nonetheless, as they get their advantage over Philippine Army, who's been leading this game earlier on. Not anymore, as they have the advantage for Valenzuela PB Mendiola. We have a couple of substitutions coming on for Philippine Army. You have Jesse Kyle Belgira checking in for Paul Gumban. And you also have John Celis making his way into this match. Might be time for Philippine Army to inject those fresh legs, and the most important fresh legs of them all is John Celis, who has been making everybody work for their side.
See Celis, as you mentioned, 4 goals to his name, one of the top scorers for the side of Philippine Army, makes his way onto the match for the last 10 minutes of this game alongside Belgira.
Early attempt there from the substitute, John Celis. The player goes down after that strike from Celis. It seems like Valenzuela PB Mendiola is also making some changes themselves just to get themselves across the line with full 3 points, as they feel that Philippine Army is just a mistake or just a luck away from getting an equalizer and possibly that late goal winner.
What you have to give as well is that the players who scored the second and the third goal for Mendiola, it's not your usual suspects. These aren't players, foreign players. It's the likes of Arañas, one of the standout players who came from Adamson University. And we don't see a lot of Adamson players making it on the professional scene. So he's also one of those players paving the way for the side of Adamson and threading the needle from collegiate football onto the main stage. Reggie Sulit as well, coming from San Beda University, getting the third goal for the side of Mendiola. And we see Mendiola now about to make a couple of substitutions.
They want to delay the substitution though, but it seems like Jesus Abogado already acknowledged the substitution. So they opt to go with this substitution nonetheless, because Abogado already recognized that they want to make that substitution. If they delay this even more, Abogado's hand is already in his pocket for a yellow card, but he won't let that happen as Sulit and Fofana checks out in this game. A lot of our viewers pointing out that Reggie Sulit has taken about 3 seasons in the Philippines Football League before he scores a goal, and almost another goal there for Philippine Army through the number 26, Jesse Kyle Belgira, but easy does it for Kayvon Motagian. Valenzuela PB Mendiola once again with an opportunity themselves. Advantage called offside for Valenzuela PB Mendiola.
Feel that towards the last 15 minutes, the cracks in the back are being shown for the side of Army. They've been very open. Mendiola able to find those passes and quick transition moments.
Meanwhile, on the side of the Philippine Army, they're banking on their veteran John Celis, who's also their top goal scorer for the season, to give themselves a fighting chance for that 3 points. They've been fighting for it since the first half. Dexter Casing wins the ball, and an opportunity for Casing to the middle. But what a save, or what a block there from Ogofakwu. Gets it to the gloves of Kayvon Motagyan.
And if you're Casing, you want to take this moment back just a bit and take your chances in goal.
Chance goes to the other side now with Arañas. Sending it out for a goal kick. Miss hit there for the goal scorer, as Philippine Army with another chance to go for that counter. 5 minutes remaining and some change in this game. Roy Ken Bedia couldn't get a touch to it. Fofana, or Embida rather, gets the ball. Tirado exchanging passes with Arañas. Obi, good one too. Tirado on the clear, but unable to get that shot on target. So that's going to go out for a goal kick.
That was John Tirado's first involvement on the attack. Recently just been put on and replaced Sulit.
A lot of our viewers now coming into the live stream might just get themselves ready for that top of the table clash happening at 7 p.m. But we still have 5 minutes or 4 minutes remaining plus stoppage time in this game between Valenzuela, PB Mendiola. It's been a pendulum of the match that we have here. Philippine Army getting the first goal, Valenzuela, PB Mendiola equalizing. Then on the second half, Philippine Army getting that lead once more, only to be canceled out. And as it stands, Valenzuela, PB Mendiola might just get their second win of the season to close out the second round fixture. But a through ball cleared out by Motagyan.
Great anticipation from Motagyan, who just gets there right in time. There's an Army striker. Wanted to be there first. The awareness always of the goalkeeper. It's such a big part for Mendiola.
Almost a good dummy run there from Dexter Casing, but just unable to find that opportunity. Arañas now threading the middle. Now finds Perilla. Dex one down. Obi freed up on the left. Obi, a chance to put this game to bed, and they will. Take a bow. Nico Arañas, he scored his brace and gives themselves some parity over Philippine Army FC. Gives them their 4th goal of the match.
Obi-Wan Kenobi on that left-hand side. He's been fantastic down the left. Able to use and take advantage of his speed and put things on the platter for the running Arañas, who put himself in such a great position. Again, Obi on the left. Look at that in between the defender's legs. And Arañas didn't have to break a stride. Just an inside of the foot finish. Keeper was already beat. The connection between these two players has been fantastic all throughout the second half. Obi with a goal and 2 assists to his name. You have Arañas with a brace in this matchup. Not only get the lead, but have the cushion against Philippine Army.
The force is strong with Obi. After getting a goal, he provides 2 assists for Nico Arañas, who scored his first brace of his professional career. What a way to end the second round for Valenzuela PB Mendiola. They have a 4-2 advantage over Philippine Army FC, and they have to make it work for themselves. They had to make it difficult for themselves because they went down twice against Philippine Army. One in the first half, another in the second half. But Nico Arañas has been the difference so far. He's been subbed off, but he could take a bow. He really could take a bow after that wonderful performance tonight against Philippine Army.
Number 18, Nico Arañas is replaced by number 2, Kevin Skinker.
Final chances here for Philippine Army as they're trying to save some pride out here. Skinner with a foul and a yellow card. His first involvement of the game, and the yellow card as well for the number 2. Ellis with a free kick. We'll have 6 minutes of stoppage time here. Ellis once again, after that free kick, put 2 ways. Long ball inside. And Ogofako clears it out for a corner.
Mendiola having to deal with a scramble inside the box. A corner opportunity for Army. Last-ditch efforts for them to just make this game as close as possible. They technically can still get a draw, but they have to get a goal from this.
Celis once again with an opportunity to get towards the back post, but another deflection. So corner once again for Philippine Army. And give credit where it's due for Philippine Army. They've had the lead twice, just unable to keep that lead intact for them. But it shows that they really wanted that win. They'll have another substitution here with Roy Kent Bedia checking out for Jomar Acedo in their efforts of getting just another goal back. With that score line that we have right now, with 5 minutes remaining, Valenzuela PB Mendiola will tack on 3 points and get their second win of the season. Put them up with 7 points, 4 points closer to Tuloy FC heading into the classification round. They have a chance to finish even around 8th or 9th spot out here for Valenzuela PB Mendiola if everything goes well in the third round of matches. Skinker to Tirado. Obi, once again, the player who's been the threat for Valenzuela PB Mendiola, has been dispossessed that time. Foul committed by Valenzuela PB Mendiola. Philippine Army taking it quickly.
The improvements we've seen from Mendiola from the first round on to the second, and if they can carry it further on to that classification round, they could challenge the likes of Tuloy and Garelli.
Good 1-2 passing though from Philippine Army. Shot from Celis goes straight to the gloves of Kayvon Motagian. But it's been the story so far for Philippine Army. They will have a chance of their own. They will threaten the goal mouth. They will have the lead. They will have the advantage. But the gas or the fuel just ran out for them. Ariola against Kinker in this one. Motagian alert to the possibility and plucks that out of the thin air. 3 minutes remaining in this clash at the bottom half of the table, or the bottom of the table.
A bit of heartbreak for the side of a Philippine Army, because you'd say from the moment the game started until the 75th minute, they were definitely in the thick of things, and it could have gone either way. just toward the last spell right before the end of the match. As fatigue sets in, the mistakes added along, and it was Mendiola who were able to take advantage and get those 2 goals.
Philippine Army still trying to make something out of this. Ariola sending it forward for Celis. Park is there. Helping out is the number 22, Escosora.
Park has been leading the defensive duties in the back as well. Very well-timed challenges, poke-outs, headers to just not allow Army to get more chances on goal. He's definitely been one of the leaders in the back.
And it's all about milking the clock here for Valenzuela PB Mendiola as they're on course for their 2nd win of the season. They will finish 2nd round with 7 points after 20 matches. They could set themselves up for what could be a climb to 8th or 9th position. Tuloy is just 4 points away. Garelli a bit far with 8 points advantage over Valenzuela PB Mendiola at the moment. But it's welcoming signs for Jake Kwaikong and Valenzuela PB Mendiola FC.
Just on that other note, it's good to see, of course, those local players, homegrown players, taking center stage in this matchup.
Passing once again, handball, says the referee. A late drama as Philippine Army has been presented an opportunity to at least reduce the deficit to just 1 goal.
And every time Regala gives those throw-ins inside the box, that was a set, or rather it's been dangerous, causing all kinds of commotions in the back. Passing, taking it, hitting the arm. One of the added players for the side of Mendiola, Zewolo. You could feel the argument of Mendiola was that his arm was down, it was close to his body, it was in a natural position. The argument for the other side was that his arm was a bit wide rather than directly on connected to his body.
So John Celis and Philippine Army has been presented an opportunity to pull a goal back here. And they won't, as Celis sends that one out. An anticlimactic finish here at the Rizal Memorial Stadium. Valenzuela PB Mendiola was able to get their 2nd win of the season. They went behind twice against Philippine Army. But Tasha, what a match it has been for Valenzuela PB Mendiola against Philippine Army.
Say kudos for Philippine Army. You've seen the improvement from them as well, from the 1st round onto the 2nd, getting players that have really helped their cause in the 2nd round, but it has been Mendiola's game. It was the effort that they put in the 2nd half to be able to turn things around. The mentality, they were down in this game twice, but towards the end of the game, they had that never say die attitude and eventually were able to turn things around, not only to just get that 3rd, but the 4th goal as well. Really have to give it to the attacking players, especially the likes of Arañas and Obi connecting up on top, causing so much trouble for the side of Philippine Army.
Well, we thought the Philippine Army FC would get their 1st win of the season, but Nico Arañas and Valenzuela PB Mendiola says no, as they denied Philippine Army their 1st win. It's 4-2 in favor of Valenzuela PB Mendiola to cap off the 2nd round fixtures here for their side. 7 points now in the league standings, a chance to get closer Tutuloy FC and DB Gareli United in the classification rounds. We have one more round of fixtures here in the Philippines Football League, ladies and gentlemen. But Tasha, what a match we've had between Valenzuela, PB Mendiola, and Philippine Army. We thought that full 3 points is on the side of the Army men, but Nico Arañas and Donatus Obi just denied them of that. Look at the stats out here, Tasha.
48% for Mendiola, 52% for Army. It spells how close this game has been from the moment we started until the final whistle. 17 shots, 13 on target, 4 converted. And for Army, 15 shots, 12 on target, and 2 were converted. It was a bottom of the table clash, but both teams played with so much pride, and it's definitely setting us up for an amazing third round, knowing that every team is improving with more games played.
Well, we've set the mood right for your Wednesday doubleheader after this bottom of the table clash going to the side of Valenzuela PB Mendiola, 4-2. Ladies and gentlemen, stick around as we will have the main event of the evening. It's going to be Manila Digger FC and Taguig FC for the top of the table clash of your 2025-2026 Philippines Football League. We are PFL.
Ano ang masasabi mo sa naging takbo ng laro na ito?
Unang-una nagpapasalamat muna ako kay God sa binigay niya po sa amin yung win. And so far nagpapasalamat ako kasi yung takbo ng laro naging maayos yung flow namin through the second half. Kasi nung first half nahihirapan pa kami, nag-a-adjust ulit kami since wala pa yung iba namin na injury pa na mga teammates. So the second half nag-adjust kami kung ano yung magiging pwedeng possible way na paano kami makaka-attack more sa Army, and which is yun, nagawa naman namin, na-execute namin ng mabuti.
Sa tingin mo, ano ang mga bagay na naging maayos para sa inyong larong ito?
Para sa akin, dahil sa mga teammate ko, kasi sila yung nagbigay sa akin ng confidence, kasi binigyan nila ako ng more balls na dumating kasi sa akin. So, binigyan nila ako ng pasa, so kaya ako nakascore dahil sa mga pasa ng teammate ko, si Obi, dalawang pasa kay Obi. So, yan.
Any message to the fans?
Thank you sa mga Mendiola, yung mga nanonood dyan, mga supporters, sa mga nanonood din sa YouTube. Nagpapasalamat din ako kasi yung parents ko nasa Dubai sila, yung mom and dad ko, and especially sa sister ko, nagpapasalamat ako. And yun, sa mga teammates and coaches, and si Coach Medi Artin, wala siya dito, so pero yun, nagpapasalamat ako. Thank you.